It's like Brent would say, sex with your wife, sex with a prostitute, and jerking off. That's Brent's words, not mine. That's what Brent would fucking say. Okay, bye. All right. Let's go see the truck that Western Star built for us. Change things up a little bit, maybe. This will be interesting. A long time since I've driven a Western Star. Huh. Yep.
You hear me better now?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess Jordy has a Jake problem or something. Brad just said run it till the end of the day. He'll fix it tonight.
Okay.
And yeah, this thing, I'm going to send Wayne back home. I brought him up here just in case it went. Yeah.
What did you bring Wayne up there for?
Well, just in case we could plug and play with the skidder, then he could skid to me, but yeah, no.
No. So what's the plan there?
I'm not charging you for this. What's that?
That's the priority over top of the grader. Don't worry about the grader.
No, I know. I'm not letting Brad touch the grader until we figure this out. He's on the skidder right now.
Okay. Oh, that's all we can do for now.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna charge you. We gotta figure the skidder out.
Yeah, Ashton to be at the shop working on that skidder.
Yeah, I'm texting him that right now.
Not touching pickups, graders, or anything else. That grader can sit there as long as it wants.
No sense grading if we don't have skidder going.
I tried to cut your fucking sister off, and she went up on the curb and fucking went around me. Fucking psycho.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Okay, bye. Huh. Well, lots of little things that are different, right? That Bradley will have to have different parts for. And
does it feel wrong?
Well, you know, like some girls like a dick in the ass and others don't. It kind of feels like that, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Not a bad looking truck. Huh?
Well. You gonna take it home? Take it for a drive?
I'll take it for a drive and take it to the shop.
Okay.
And then bring it back. You never know. I might like this. I told them there the other day, I said, I might like this Western Star so much, I'll come sell the fucking things for you. But they'll be rigged fucking properly. See you in a while.
Okay.
Let's see if I can figure out how to start this thing. Oh, there's the key. Lights. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Ooh, that's what I want right there. Whoa. You almost think it's an automatic how smooth I am, eh? Almost.
What do you think?
It's good. It's all right.
Like learning how to ride a bike again?
Well, not that. I mean, it's just a truck. It's just the visibility is like being in my fucking motorhome, that picture window. But I mean, it's I think this fucking Jake brake is here. It is. Let's see if hard to tell if it. I feel it a little bit. You don't really feel it until you got a load on behind you that's really pushing. The throttle is in the right spot, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, the fucking Jake brake's right here. It's all right. The clinker is doing its thing, as it's been called in the past. The clinker. Jesus, nope, that's got to go. That's fucking gears and come on a mustache right there. That's terrible. There's a big rock right there. Look at that. Ooh, doggy. And if you don't like the C5, try W9 out. There's one of those too. Super size sexy. Well,
Maiden voyage.
maiden voyage. Oh, that clutch is something to get used to.
Just stiff?
Yeah, it's just different. Maybe it's the angle or whatever. Every truck's built a little different, right? And I'm used to that truck. That truck can get in, just then it's like riding a bike. Just go. C500, a little tougher to drive, but still, I know exactly what to expect. And quit turning my fucking heat down, motherfucker.
Good Lord, man.
Unless you're in the fucking driver's seat, you don't touch anything on this side of the fucking vehicle ever. You're worse than a fucking child. Fucking people touching my fucking controls.
Well, let's do a walk around.
You want these fucking controls, and you get over here and you fucking sit here and fucking drive the hooer. Till then, she's out of fucking bounds. That can go away too. That beeper telling you the door's open. If you don't know that your door's open, you shouldn't be driving the thing. I know you hate this part, but too bad. My history with the Western Star. The first truck I ever bought was a Western Star.
Number 001?
It didn't even have a number on it, I don't think. Maybe it was 101, I don't remember. Maybe this would be my final one, a Western Star. If anything makes you get in a truck and it'll be buying a Western Star. That's conceding defeat, isn't it? No? Buying a Western Star, conceding defeat? You know what? The drivetrain of this truck is identical to that truck, although that's sexy. And that's supersized sexy. It's like shit between two shovels here, right? RJ would say it's a rose between two thorns, but I don't know. I mean, you just look at it. I mean, the drivetrain is the exact same as that truck. And pretty close to that truck, but that's all heavy duty. I mean, it's just the plastic, right? It's the frame rails up that's just shaped differently. And I mean, you look at the visibility out of that one versus these two. The Kenworth's got a lot smaller cab on them, which I'm comfortable in. I like my Kenworths. I mean, it's just a different truck. This is more operator friendly. If you're just a driver, you don't give a fuck what you're driving, you drive a Miata or whatever you want to drive. If you're not fussy about the look of it, Western Star is probably better choice for you. From an operator standpoint, I don't know from a mechanic standpoint, but I mean the drivetrain in that truck is identical to that one. Well, the suspension, this is Airliner and that's Hendrickson, but whatever.
But if you had to go on a long trip...
No, I'd still take my Kenworth.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm way more comfortable in the Kenworth. I get in the Kenworth like putting my socks on. It's just what I've ever driven. It's all I've ever driven. I drove when we had the first Western Star, I drove it a little tiny bit, but for the last 20 years I've been driving Kenworths, and yeah, there's just certain things you can't imitate, you can't replace. It's like, like Brent would say, sex with your wife, sex with a prostitute, and jerking off. That's Brent's words, not mine. That's what Brent would fucking say.
Is there such a thing as a Western Star guy, or is it usually just a Peterbilt or a Kenworth guy?
No, there's Western Star guys. For sure there is. There's guys that just buy Western Stars. There's a couple, 3 outfits in town that just buy Western Stars. They treat you well there. Like, they look after you. They're good people. They're good people at Kenworth too, but I mean, this is far more affordable. I mean, we're not going to get into numbers. That's not something I'm going to do, but it's far more affordable. I'll tell you that right now. And they're going to do the same job. So there's guys hauling logs with these things all over the fucking planet, and they do just fine. So
you get a lot of truck for your money.
Yeah, like like I say, from the frame rails, the motor's the same, the transmission's the same, the diffs are the same, the suspension's a little different, but it's just fucking metal twisted a different direction. Tires and wheels are the same, fuel tanks are the same, stocks are the same, your headache rack's all the same. They're the same. You look at the air horns on that fucking truck, they're the same. Those ones say Western Star, those ones don't say anything, and neither do those, but some of them say Kenworth, but you just look, they're the same. It's all the same.
In terms of reliability and shit like that,
I'm sure it'll be fine. There's guys hauling logs every day with these fucking Western Stars. It's sure it'll be fine. Resale's not going to be quite as high, but I have no intentions of selling it. Let's lease it for a couple, 3 years or whatever, and take it back. And either get another one or just be done with it. You rented it basically, and you turned it back, and it hauled the logs and moved the equipment and did whatever it did, and yeah. But I'm going to take the old low bed truck, the W9L, and I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to keep it for myself. Then I'll have a hook truck and my winch truck and a low bed truck.
So these three are never leaving.
No, fuck no. That's never leaving. That'll become one of the grandkids' trucks. I should be able to put some sort of thing on it that they can't lean it, they can't sell it, they can't fucking borrow money against it. You know what I mean? There should be some law or some rule there. If you want something that's part of history with our company, then you can't sell it. That's just a cornerstone of our company, or what do you call that? It's just what defines us. Everybody knows that that's the Lebeau C500. Like it's just one of those trucks that the boys took real pride in building, and now it's the boat tower. Well, these plastic things are, I don't know. I mean, subpar, in my opinion. I don't know. This is just tiny little fucking, I don't know.
Because you know what's going to last and what's going to...
Wow, I just don't know how these are mounted. I mean, they're... I don't even know how the fuck that even gonna work and last, tell you the truth. It'll probably be just fine. This is just one of our headache rocks. I mean, this is ours. Try to put a chain on there. I mean, put a chain on there. And you're gonna go about 1 kilometer and you're gonna tear the fuck out of that mud flap. This is gone. 2 revolutions, that bar's gone. This fucking mud flap should have been mounted here, but that's got nothing to do with Western Star. Nothing to do with Western Star. That's the rig up guys that just don't have a fucking clue. We're not real keen on this fucking part of the rig up there. That's heavy. I mean, this is fucking aluminum. This is heavy steel, and that's gonna sit there and go pound, 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 pound up and down the fucking road. I don't know that all that's necessary. This is a lot smaller, right? Not a lot of weight here, but you put this out here, that's a lot of fucking weight hanging out here on that fucking bulkhead. Like, I don't think that's good. I think that fucker's gonna leak. I mean, for the suspension part, the rest of this shit's just this, you know, Brad's gonna have to get a set of springs, some different U-bolts probably, an airbag or 2, a shock or 2, as all our other stuff is all the same. All our trucks are identical. 1 shock fits all. 1 airbag fits everything. This has got the spring type, I don't know, airliner suspension, so he's gonna have to get one of those and have it here. Tires and wheels are the same. These are great tires, actually. 5th wheel slide came from Peerless, so that's everything we've always used. That's all the same. This looks like it's mounted on there pretty good. That's nice. Magnum toolbox, fucking big. He puts fucking small humans in there. Oh, that's all right. It's got lots of fuel capacity. It's got lots of storage in these doors. I don't know if I like or dislike the Jake switch being on the column. But I mean, my picker truck has got they got a smart wheel in it, and it's on the steering wheel, the Jake switch one. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's not fancy. There's nothing fancy about it.
Primarily, what's this going to be used for?
Well, this is a low bed truck. So, I mean, this one's going to get fucking hit the hardest. I mean, all the boys will be bringing the logs off the hill. This thing's got to take the fucking machines into the mountain. So it's pulling uphill, they're coming downhill. So the low bed truck takes the most abuse because it'll be low bedding and hauling logs. So, I mean, you look, that low bed truck of ours inside the shop there that's being rebuilt is 600,000 clicks, and it is fucking done. Like, it is done. It is fucking the closest to scrap metal you'll ever see. Some people will buy those and use them, and all the power to them. I mean, you want to turn that into a dump truck or some fucking thing, fine, but its days of hauling logs and low bedding are far over. But I'll rebuild it and drive it myself and do the spare low bedding so I don't have to use that one. I really don't want to use the C5 for that shit. I do once in a while. But it looks good as a boat hauler. I like it like that. And that's not a brand new truck, right? It's 330,000 clicks, so it has been used. But I mean, I'll go out and come back in, even if I drive it for a week straight. And it's the second I get, it'd be when I'm getting close to the shop, I call the boys and say, hey, is the pit open? And if it is, then I drive right across the pit, and that's where I start. I get right out of that truck and right down them stairs and just go have a look, see what's going on, see if something's moved. And that's the best time to do it. You can see if something's shiny and it's been moving, and then you can get it fixed, right? Or at least write it down and say, okay, this is what's wrong with it, get it out of here, we'll fix it tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But a lot of guys, and not just here, drive in, park the sucker, and fucking walk away. I have truck drivers, in my opinion. If you're hauling logs, low bedding, heavy haul, you're a fucking truck driver. Moving vegetables up and down the fucking highway, probably a steering wheel holder. Not all of them. Inside this truck and do a little fucking inspection. Jesus, that drives me crazy. That is insane. Where is the fucking high run? I mean, this is just cheap plastic, right? Like, I mean, I can see where they're saving a few dollars in the cab. They make it big and spacious, which is fine, because if you're living in the fucking thing, you just want to stretch out after a day's work if you're, you know, and I get that. and that's all fine and dandy. But you can see where they saved a few dollars. Like, did they save 10 grand on the cab? Maybe. Compared to a Kenworth cab. But like I said, this truck is significantly less expensive than the Kenworth. Which, all I'm going to say is more than 10 grand. But, you know, like it's just all plastic, right? I mean, the interior of that is pretty plush compared to this, and that one's even nicer. You know, like it's very homey. It's that diamond puff stuff, not just plastic. There's an old fuck handle right here. I wonder why they put those in. Oh, air horn actually sounds normal, unlike Sandy's Ford fucking one. It sounds like a little girl screaming. Yeah, I mean, it's plastic. It's cheap, right? There's nothing plush about this. It's functional. Like, it's functional. I mean, you can tell it's all inexpensive. I shouldn't say cheap. You can see where they saved a few dollars on the cab.
Will it hold up is the question.
Well, who knows? I don't know. I don't know if it'll hold up. On the highway, it probably will. But on the highway, driving up and down the fucking asphalt, I mean, the only thing that doesn't hold up on these is the driver. I mean...
But the bush will beat the shit out of it. The bush is hard on trucks.
The bush is hard on trucks. Like, even these little switches, I mean, up is on and up is off, too. I would rather on and off, right? But it's up and up. I don't like that personally. That's just a personal thing. Turn all your lights on is no different than your Dodge pickup. Just the switch over here, which took me about 20 minutes to find. I like the dash cluster. I like that. It's good. It's a lot like a pickup though, right? It's very functional. It's good. Steering wheel seems to be all right. I mean, it's nothing plush about that. I mean, this gear shift is no different than any fucking one and a Kenworth. They're all the same. You know, there's a lot. This could be bigger, in my opinion, but you got all this fucking space here. Use it. I mean, you're driving up and down the highway, you're trying to pay attention, and you, like this how I drive. You know, so that is right there, whereas the Kenworth one is kind of in, and like the stereo part, and then they got this too, but this is a little bit bigger than the Kenworth. This is nice. But I mean, they get another 4 or 5 inches here. They could have made that fucking massive, so when you want to hit the channel button, it's not this big, it's fucking this big. And, you know, you're driving up and down the highway, distracted driving, right? You're supposed to be doing this, but you don't even have to look if that thing's 3 times the size. That's something that I would do. I mean, there's all this, I don't know what the fuck, why that space is there. It'll do the job, I'm sure, day for day, day in and day out, just like a fucking Kenworth would. And if the driver's comfortable and he's happy, then at the end of the day, it's functional. I don't know that it's going to do it any less. That airliner suspension, some guys swear by it and say the best. I remember a guy telling me years ago, if you took a fucking airliner suspension and put it in Kenworth, you'd really have something. So I don't know. I mean, that was a real professional guy that hauled a lot of logs on some of the worst ground in the country that said that. So he'd fucking know. You know, I think ultimately they were built to fucking thunder up and down the I-5, right? You know, they were built for Nancy Walton. You know, how make this truck as efficiently as I can so I can run up and down the I-5 and deliver fucking tampons. Like, we'll see how they make out in the bush. Lots of guys use them out here. They use them. Western Stars out in this BC country was in the 70s, 80s. That was the fucking truck to have. Like, that was, you know, the grand poopah of fucking logging, hauling logs. Everybody had a Western Star.
Huh. Did your dad?
Oh, fuck yeah. He had Kenworths too. Grandpa bought him a couple Kenworths, but they had lots of Western Stars. Grandpa had lots of Western Stars. When he died, I think he owned 2 or 3 Western Stars. One was brand fucking new, and maybe an International. I remember the original Outlaw that Grandpa owned, and cousin Shane drove it, and that was the fucking nicest truck on the highway. The original Outlaw is what Shane called it, the Outlaw. It suited him. It still fucking suits him. He's actually getting a brand new Western Star in the spring. A good friend of mine, Randy Spence, bought Martin Mountain's Western Star. Russell Buff owned it for a while too, and that was a fucking sexy truck. 5-axle, blue, heritage cab on it. Fucking nice truck. We were just talking about that last week at Russell's place, actually. Those were the 2 nicest Western Stars around. There's lots of guys that had nice Western Stars, though. Mark Schultz had nice Western Stars, and his dad, Bill, had nice Western Stars. Yeah, there was lots of guys with nice Western Stars back then. No, I would say Western Stars was the way. I worked there when I was a kid. Steam cleaning trucks. I had to work there. That's where I wanted to work, at Western Star. So I'd go down there after school and pressure wash fucking steam clean trucks with Rob. Was his name? Not RJ, not Rob James, but another Rob, which is actually RJ's cousin or something like that. He cleaned all the trucks and stuff, and the mechanics wouldn't touch trucks unless they were clean, right? So we'd wash them all up, and then they'd go fix them, or they couldn't fix them. And then the transmission guy, he'd strip down transmissions and bring out all the parts in a cart and get them all steam clean. He was a difficult cocksucker to get along with. Ziggy, they called him. Ron, he's a difficult prick to get along with. I remember as a kid, he fucking intimidated the shit out of me. He was a transmission guy, Rick was the engine guy, and those guys were fucking hard to please. But you know what? They made me who I am, Dave. Those little pieces of my life, making you, like, he'd take that cart full of fucking gears and shit, and he'd come out there and he'd flip them over, and he'd fucking look at me and point at a little grease stain and just beeline her back to his shop. And it was like, he didn't have to say anything. I knew something was fucking wrong. But yeah, so Western Star is more of a history to me than Kenworth.